Hey boys and girls, happy Friday. Well, this week we've learned about capacity and we've learned about weight. So we're going to do another review day like we did yesterday. Now let me remind you about weight. When an object is heavy, it means it weighs a lot. It's really hard to lift. When an object is light, it means it does not weigh a lot. It means you can lift it, like a pin or a feather or an apple. So let's look at some objects and decide which are heavy and which are light, which weigh more and which weigh less. Now remember, this is a balancing scale. When the object sinks down lower, that means it's heavy. When it shoots up in the air, that means it's the lighter object. So let's look at these two objects. We have an elephant and we have a ball. Which weighs more? Now I notice that the elephant has sunk down lower, so I believe that the elephant is the correct answer. The elephant is heavier than the ball. All right, let's look at these objects. I see a hat and I see a hippopotamus. Which weighs less? Now remember, the object that weighs less goes up in the air because the heavier object pushes it up there. That's right, the hat weighs less than the hippopotamus. We see an acorn and a dinosaur. Look at that balancing scale. Look at which object sunk down lower. That means it's the heavier object. It weighs more. That's right. The dinosaur weighs more than the acorn. I see an anchor and I see a feather. Which object weighs less? That's right, the feather. The feather weighs less. Which object weighs more? The whale or the yo-yo? That's right, the whale. And look, my balancing scale sunk down lower. So that means the object is heavier. Let's do one more. Which object weighs less? We have a pear and a watermelon. Think about it. Imagine if you're holding a pear and a watermelon. Which one would be heavier? We know the watermelon would be heavier. So to answer the question, which object weighs less, it would be the pear. Good job. Now let's skip on to capacity. Now remember, capacity is a measure of how much a container can hold. Which holds more capacity? The measuring cup or the teaspoon measurement? That's right, the measuring cup holds more capacity. Which holds less capacity? Which is smaller? That's a hint. The yogurt, that's correct, holds less capacity. It holds less yogurt than the bowl of oatmeal. Which holds more capacity? The cup or the liter of Coke? That's right, the liter holds more liquid. Which holds less capacity? The pot or toothpaste? That's right, toothpaste. Good job. If you were really thirsty, which cup would hold more water? Think about it. There are 3 cups to choose from. Which would hold more water? That's right, this big cup here. Let's try this one. If you wanted to fill a pool, which would you use? We have a cup, a spoon, and a bucket. Which would make it to where the pool would fill up faster? That's right, if we used a bucket. If you wanted to add some sugar to your coffee, which one would you use? The measuring cup, the bucket, or the spoon? That's right, the spoon, because the spoon has a less capacity. You don't want to make your coffee too sugary. And the last question, if you wanted to water the flowers, which one would you use? The spoon, the plant waterer, I'm sorry guys, I can't think of the word for it, and the measuring cup. That's right, we would use this plant waterer because it has more capacity. Good job, those were some tough questions. So now we know weight is when you measure an object, how heavy and how light it is, whether you can pick it up or whether it's too heavy to pick up. And capacity is the measurement of how much a container can hold. Awesome job this week, guys.